Hi, so today we are going to start a unit on poetry and music and how song lyrics are actually kind of poetry in disguise. And one thing song lyrics use a lot of is figurative language. Figurative language is embedded everywhere in song lyrics. So we're going to take a look at all of those figurative language devices and some example song lyrics to see what those look like. Okay? All right. Let's start with, come on, are you going to advance? There we go. Let's start with alliteration. So alliteration is the repetition of an initial consonant sound. So that initial hard consonant sound, not a vowel. All right. So for example, this is a song by Carrie Underwood. Shatter every window till it's all blown away. Every brick, every board, every slamming door blown away. If you notice that B sound, brick, board, blown away, that's an alliteration. I kind of disagree with this definition a little bit because I think alliteration can also be a vowel also, but they say consonant. So in this case, it's blown, brick, board, blown away. So that would be an example of an alliteration. Okay. Another example is assonance. Assonance is the identity or similarity in sound between internal vowels in neighboring words. For example, this song by Eminem, jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating, when I'm rocking the table when he's operating. So there's a couple in here. I would say it's the O sound, shock, shocked, hospital, cooperating, rocking, operating. It's that O sound in there. Okay. You can also see there's an example here of alliteration, when, while. You've got that W sound in there. So assonance is the repetition of a vowel sound. I would also argue that assonance could be the repetition of a vowel sound at the beginning of a word. But it's that repetition of a vowel. So shock, hospital, cooperating, operating. Okay. So it's that same vowel repetition over and over. This is heavily used because songs often have a rhyming scheme to it. So they're going to have that same vowel sound to get the rhyming scheme. Mm-hmm. Hyperbole is so much fun to use. That might have been hyperbole. Okay. I've learned it as hyperbole. Some people say hyperbole. I think it's hyperbole. Probably should have looked that up before I started the video. All right. An extravagant statement, the use of exaggerated term for the purpose of emphasis or heightened effect. I found that middle schoolers are exceptionally good at this. All right. So Bruno Mars is also very good at hyperbole. I'd catch a grenade for you, throw my hands on a blade for you. I'd jump in front of a train for you. You know I'd do anything for you. Yes. Okay. That is perfect example of this. Because that is pretty extreme thing to do to show your love for a person. I mean, what is this person doing that he's going to have to catch a grenade for them? I mean, that's extreme. Like, maybe that's kind of a bad relationship and you don't want to be in that relationship if you're going to have to catch a grenade for them. Okay. Just saying. All right. But that's hyperbole or hyperbole. I don't know. Metaphor. So metaphor is a direct comparison between two unlike things that have nothing in common. You might hear simile and metaphor put together. What's the difference between them? Simile, we'll get to that in a second. Simile use like and as. Metaphor does not. All right. So here is an example from Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. I bought this PowerPoint from someone else. They spelled Alicia wrong. I could not change this. Otherwise, I would have. Very bad. All right. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do now you're in New York. New York, concrete jungle. Okay. There's a couple of metaphors in there. jungle is completely different than a great big urban city. So those are two very unlike things that are being compared. So that's one metaphor. The next thing is a jungle is a wild, natural environment, and concrete is not natural. And so comparing concrete and a jungle, there's another metaphor for you. Okay. So two metaphors in there. Awesome example. Onomatopoeia. That's just a fun word to say. Onomatopoeia. All right. Onomatopoeia is the formation or use of words that imitate the sounds associated with the objects or actions they refer to. Graphic novels use this, like the really old, I think of the really old Batman and Robin comics from, was it like the 1950s and 60s, where it went bam, crack, whoosh. Those are onomatopoeia words, okay? Nicki Minaj is awesome at this. Boy, you got my heartbeat running away, beating like a drum, and it's coming your way. Can't hear that boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, bass. All of those words right there. Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, boom. Those are onomatopoeia words because they're representing the heart of her, the beat of her heart. Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, okay? That's kind of imitating the sound of a heartbeat, or imitating the sound of bass when it's coming out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. Oxymoron. This is also a fun word. Oxymoron is a figure of speech which opposite or contradictory terms appear side by side. Okay. So like jumbo shrimp, which is delicious. All right, so a shrimp means tiny, but then you have jumbo, which is big, two completely different terms. So I hate how much I love you, boy. I can't stand how much I need you. I hate how much I love you, boy. I just can't let you go. I hate that I love you so, by Rihanna. All right. So she loves him so much, but she hates that she loves him. So those are two contradictory terms. She loves him and she hates that. All right. So she doesn't really want to be with him, but she has to because she loves him. So how does she handle those two situations of loving him but hates that she loves him? She needs him, but she can't stand that she needs him. Those are oxymorons, two contradictory terms, two terms that should not be there together. Contradictory means that they disagree with each other. They don't belong together. Right. Personification. Personification means that you have an inanimate object, meaning an object that's not alive, endowed with human qualities or abilities. Okay, so something that is not alive, like my coffee cup, and we give it something that has a human quality, like my coffee cup is love. Okay, my coffee cup doesn't love because it's a cup. It doesn't have life, all right? But it brings me love because it's filled with coffee. I actually don't like coffee, so it's actually mostly chocolate. All right, so here's a Michael Bublé song. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway. This is one of my favorite songs. I'm going to end up singing. Like a lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. All right, so an ocean is not alive. I don't know, a scientist might argue with me on that one. But an ocean is not a human, right? So, but we say it's lazy. Lazy is a human characteristic, all right? And so that's personification. The ocean itself cannot be lazy. Also, we say the ocean hugs the shore. See right here, ocean hugs the shore. A hug is a human action. The ocean actually can't hug the shore. So that's called personification. You can see it there in the name person. So we're giving something that's not a person a person's trait. So that's where personification comes in, right? A pun. Again, middle schoolers seem to be really good at doing puns. All right, a pun is a play on words, sometimes on a different sense of the same word, or sometimes on a similar sense or sound of a different word. So that's when you make the word kind of have a different meaning than the word truly has, or vice versa. Okay, so again, an Eminem song. But you lied again. Now you get to watch her leave out the window. Guess they call it window. I guess that's why they call it window pane. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so pane, P-A-N-E. This is how you spell pain, as in the pane of glass. He's talking about pain, P-A-I-N, as in the pain and hurt of walking her watch away as she leaves you. Oh, so bad. Again, that's a bad pun. Yeah. You guys are so good at that. All right. Imagery. Imagery is words that stimulate the five senses. Anything that can make you see something in your mind. That's how I like to picture it, is something that evokes your sight, sound, smell, taste, feel, so that you can actually make that moving picture in your mind. Okay. So this is the Katy Perry song. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and when it's time, you'll know you just got to ignite the light. So she really pulls a lot of really good images that you can start to imagine them and picture them in your head. For example, the plastic bag drifting through the wind. We've all seen that. We can picture that in our mind. We can picture that grocery bag just drifting and floating through the wind, okay? You can feel that. Feel your skin just getting paper thin and feeling lost. You can picture that house of cards and someone just going, and all your hard work just going, ah! Okay. And the lightning bolt. I don't know about you, but Thor, he is my favorite Avenger. And I'm picturing him with Mjolnir and that lightning bolt coming in, and I'm glowing with power and I'm ready to go. Okay. So that's imagery, and that's wonderful. And that's what it's picturing. And I don't know if you can hear the sirens, but man, what is going on outside my window? Okay, moving on. All right, simile. Remember we talked about metaphors earlier. Similes are kind of the same thing, only this time we're comparing two completely different things, only this time we use the words like and as. The way I remember the difference between similes and metaphors, you know how the word as has an S in there, simile also has an S in there. Woo! And like and as go together. So if it uses like and as simile. All right. Need more coffee. I'm talking too much. Or should I say chocolate? Oh, because it's mostly chocolate. Okay. Here's a Taylor Swift song. You, with your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me, you have knocked me off my feet again, got me feeling like I'm nothing. You, with your voice like nails on a chalkboard, calling me out when I'm wounded. Ooh, she's a little upset. All right, so words like knives. All right, words and knives are two very different things, right? So if you think about, you know, it's got the word like in there. Like and as go together as simile. So this is a simile. So if you think about, knives are things that are used to cut. So if we're comparing knives to words, these are words that are cutting her. So this must be somebody is saying something that's cutting and hurting and making her bleed and hurt. Okay. And then down here a little bit more, she says, voice like nails on a chalkboard. This might be an analogy you don't quite understand because you as kids aren't in classrooms anymore that have chalkboards. But when I was a kid, we had chalkboards. And if a teacher or anyone ran their nails down that chalkboard, it went And everyone just went, because it hurt. It hurt. Okay, so there you can kind of see what that simile is like. Symbolism, the thing which stands for or represents something else. So the symbolism means that whatever they're actually talking about is not what they're really talking about. All right, so here we've got a Garth Brooks song. We call them fools who have to dance within the flame, who chants the sorrow and the shame that always comes with getting burned. But you got to be tough when consumed by desire, because it's not enough just to stand outside the fire. Okay, my guess is that this song is not actually talking about a fire. I'm betting they're not talking about sitting around a campfire and making s'mores. So what is it they're actually talking about? All right. So people dancing within a fire, and we're making fun of them and calling them fools. But really, we're standing outside the fire and we're worried about getting burned. My guess is this is people who are taking a chance and doing something daring, and we're making fun of them for doing that. And Garth Brooks is saying, you can't do that. You can't stand outside of the crowd and laugh at them. You've got to be willing to take that chance and jump in and join them and take that chance that when you do that, you might get burned and people might laugh at you, but you might have fun, or you might make a difference, or it might be good. Okay? So that's what symbolism means, is whatever he's singing about, it might not mean that literally. You have to figure out what he's actually talking about. All right? So that's the last slide. Those are the figurative language things that you're going to be looking for as we look at all of these different songs, and you're going to be interpreting them and trying to find all of these different things. Okay? So I'm going to post this slideshow in your Google Drive so that you can go back and look at it multiple times, take it slower, and really study and analyze it. Okay? And if you have any questions, you know you can email me. Excellent. See you later.